35,000 tons of solid waste is accumulated by Filipinos daily. It is predicted by the Ocean Conservancy that by 2025, the world's ocean will contain nearly 250 million metric tons of plastic. The Philippines is one of the 5 countries that contribute to over half of the ocean's waste. It is hard to avoid plastics and other types of trash because the cheaper necessities like food usually come in packaging made of plastics and other non-biodegradable materials, especially here in the Philippines. Although there are groceries and markets that sell produce that are not packaged, these types of stores are not common here in the Philippines. And even if they were, these types of markets and stores usually sell healthier organic type food, which are usually more pricey than those you can find in a regular supermarket. As for the objectives, the first would be to lessen the waste that we each accumulate in our daily routines. Little do we know that we each accumulate a significant amount of trash in our daily lives, and to be able to address that in any way would be a step towards living more consciously. Another would be to form environmentally directed habits and influence others to do the same. So we each have our own spheres of influence, and to be able to show others that living zero waste is something manageable and doable, then others would be encouraged to do the same as well. Lastly is to practice citizenship and to generate a sense of accountability among the youth.
So we came across this popular BuzzFeed video which featured a girl who attempted to make zero waste for 30 days. And in her video, she explained that she was inspired to do this because of her hearing about where the environment is headed and how she wanted to try and make a difference in her own little way. So in the same way, we also recognize that there is a big issue of waste in the Philippines, as well as the worsening state of our environment. And because of this, we wanted to practice our responsible citizenship in a similar manner. So we are going to try to go for about a month trying to accumulate zero trash. And over this time period, we will be making use of reusable materials for the things that we do that normally produce trash, such as like reusable straws, food containers, water jugs, and other things like that. So we will each be taking videos and photos to document our individual experiences with this initiative, and we will really be pushing ourselves to go beyond our everyday practices. We recognize that this initiative is something that many people are already trying to live by in their daily lives, and there are so many people who are already so passionate about preserving the environment. And we too try to do the same and accumulate less waste, but we still think that more can be done, and we believe that there are still bigger steps that can be taken in order to somehow drastically lessen waste. And we are about to see how this unfolds through this initiative. So tomorrow's our first day of trying to go zero trash, and because of that I had to make some additions to my everyday school bag. So from now on, every day I'm going to be bringing this reusable container and these metal utensils, so that when I buy food I don't make use of their disposable utensils and containers. I have my metal straws, this reusable coffee tumbler, and a reusable water jug. This one I've been using for a while, as you can tell from the scratches, and it really helps me reduce my waste in terms of plastic bottles and the like. So I hope to be able to reduce my waste in terms of all of these things. And so yeah, I'm excited to try out this zero trash lifestyle.
Why? How's the food?
Wow, this is bringing your own.
So this is week 1 of my zero waste journey, and so I took the initiative of bringing a glass Tupperware to school. That way I won't have to use, plastics and other more. And I also brought utensils. It's actually wheat based. It's called VT. And so it comes with a spoon and fork and a pair of chopsticks as well. And apart from that, I also got a water jug. That way, it alleviates the purpose of having to buy water bottles, which is very wasteful. And so instead, when I do run out of water, I can easily go to the water fountain and refill. So,
hello guys, so it's the end of week 1 for this zero waste month that we're trying to do. I just got home from art fair, so this is the band that they gave me. Totally unavoidable, I needed it to get in, so there's that. Usually I am super sentimental and I keep these, but it got really crumpled under my jacket here, so I'm gonna put it in the jar. This is my jar, by the way. This is where I'm gonna put all my trash that I accumulate over the month. Hopefully it doesn't overflow, that's my goal. So yeah, it goes in.
So earlier today in school, I was craving for like a snack to snack on in the middle of like my classes and stuff. But then I stopped myself from getting them because the snacks that I usually crave for usually come in like plastic packaging, like the ones from 7-Eleven, like chips and stuff. So instead of that, tonight I'm gonna be packing some pistachio nuts into this reusable container so that tomorrow I don't get tempted to get like snacks with waste.
My main agenda is to stop disposing of single-use plastic, and my number one source of that is when I buy snacks in between classes. And so to tackle that, I went to the grocery and bought myself some peanuts that comes in a big container. That way I don't have to dispose of it. And this container is pretty handy, so I can easily recycle this one. And I also have granola over here. And what's great about having those two is that I can easily pack them in little containers. So
Hello, it's the end of week 2 and I just got home for my friend's birthday. I'm not sure what time it is. Anyways, so this is the trash that I collected this week. This is a ticket from a movie that I watched with my mom this week. And then this is a wrapper from a cereal bar that I ate for breakfast one of these days. So this is the result after week 2. It's not bad in my opinion. 2 weeks, that's like halfway point, and I only have 4 pieces of trash in this jar, so I'm actually really proud of myself.
So instead of buying snacks from like the grocery that have like plastic packaging or any kind of packaging for that matter, I decided to just stick with the fruits that my mom bought from the market. So that's another thing that I really like about this zero trash initiative. It's also allowing me to make healthier decisions with my life. I like to have granola for breakfast, and this package of mine is almost finished. And instead of buying a new package with the same brand and creating more waste, because this is a non-reusable packaging, I decided to look for a different kind of granola. So this granola I bought from the Saturday market near my village, and they package it in a mason jar, and it's homemade and everything. So yeah, I'm happy that even my breakfast can still allow me to maintain my zero waste initiative.
So it's week 3, and but just before I go to bed, my cold started acting up. So it's the season, and so that gave me an idea that apart from just bringing utensils, Tupperwares, and water jugs to school on a daily basis, might as well switch out my tissue for a handkerchief instead. I mean, that way I produce less waste, and actually don't produce waste at all. Instead, I just throw them in the washer after a day's use, and it's pretty much good to go right after. So
Hey guys, so it's week 3, the end of week 3 rather. I just got back from Wonderland, as you can see. Usually I would keep stuff like this, like the last one that I put in here, but this is crumpled and also not really relevant to my life, so I'm just gonna put it in the jar too. I've still been giving my Tupperware when I buy food at school, and sometimes I make on lunch too. And yeah, pretty much. I still always bring my jug to school, so that I can refill it, or even if I forget to bring my jug, I just drink from the water fountains when I have time. Or I step out in the middle of class to drink water, but I tried to refrain from buying still the bottled water. So this is pretty much it for the week. Just that wristband that I couldn't avoid as well. Yes, thankfully this week I was able to wake up early all the days to make myself breakfast. And yeah, pretty much that's it. I don't really know what else to say for this week.
So I'm on my way to school, and these are the things I have for today: my tumbler, my metal straw, and my baon, which is breakfast food with my reusable utensils.
Diba? We're from Southfish, so... Ew, yuck! But it's cool because it's reusable.
So, in my attempt to start living zero waste, it made me realize that there are times wherein accumulating waste can be pretty unavoidable. And so what I did is that I started bringing a little Ziploc to school to store receipts. And so I'm just putting them there in the meantime until I can figure out the way to dispose them properly. So the solution I have for my receipts for my little trash is by joining the eco-brick movement. And at the meantime, I don't have a plastic bottle, so what I did is that I cut them up into little pieces like this, and just to prepare them for the plastic bottle. And so I'll be stuffing them here inside this paper bag for the meantime till then.
Yeah, it just makes me realize how much trash we actually generate and the importance of this video, this vlog that we're making. It makes me realize that it's really important to encourage people to at least realize how much trash that they are generating every day and contributing to the pollution in this country. And even though, the government has been making efforts to clean up already, it's not stopping the generation of trash, which is still the issue here.
Fact of our initiative was that it presented us and others with another means of practicing active citizenship here in the Philippines. And it was through practicing the Zero Waste Initiative wherein we were able to help reduce the 35,000 tons of solid waste produced daily by Filipinos. And although it was difficult at first, the initiative enabled us to inspire others to do the same. And through our continuous collaboration with others, would we be able to make a significant change in our country's socioeconomic state and help improve the environment, especially of those impoverished.
So one thought that I continuously had over the course of our entire zero waste initiative was that, gosh, it's really impossible to go absolutely zero trash, especially here in the Philippines. Because when I was looking at the videos of families who are zero trash and countries like the United States, there are so many avenues for them to be able to live zero trash. There are groceries that sell things without packaging and just you just refill your own containers and stuff like that. But we don't really have that many initiatives here in our country for that. And that kind of reminded me of good governance, and because it made me think about what the government is doing about things like this, like the waste problems in our country. And so I went back to the UNESCO definition of good governance, which states that it has 8 characteristics, being participatory, consensus-oriented, accountable, transparent, responsive, effective and efficient, equitable, and inclusive, and follows the rule of law. So as I was rereading those lessons and stuff, I've also realized myself that good governance does not solely rely on the government. So as we did our zero waste initiative, I could have gone on and on about like how the government's not doing enough and how they should be doing more. But in reality, I looked at myself and I thought that these 8 major characteristics that describe good governance can be practiced by us citizens as well, which would also relate to good, like responsible citizenship, especially like in terms of our project, like the Zero Waste Initiative. I believe that the 2 main characteristics that we were practicing was accountability and responsiveness. Accountability because, there is a big waste problem in the Philippines, but that is also our fault because in reality, that's our waste. And because of that, we had to be responsive about it. So that's responsiveness. So what we tried to do was be mindful of every single piece of trash that we were making. And from that, we were able to practice accountability and responsiveness.
We have come to the end of our zero waste vlog. Yay! So basically, we tried to do go a month waste free. But obviously, that's kind of impossible still at this point in time. So we have here our little bag / jar of trash that we accumulated from month. So Annika, would you like to start?
Okay, so this is a bag of granola that I finished. A cookie packet, because I can't resist the cookies. Some plastics from stationery for school. This water thing. And more snacks, packets, receipts, a lot of receipts. And the backs of stickers. Those things. And a Christmas card, yeah. Just the unavoidable stuff, I guess. Or, well.
Okay. So for me, this is some wrappers from a cereal bar from when I couldn't wake up early enough to make myself breakfast. This is plastic from a book that was given to me as a gift. Okay, this is my wristband from an event. This is another wristband. So, my wristband from Wonderland. Drink safely, everyone. This is a receipt. A movie ticket from a movie I watched with my mom. And then this is from my nose course strip. Because, you gotta get the blackheads out somehow. It's another cereal bar. And this is a plastic of some cellophane that I needed for a group project. Gotta contribute, right?
Alright, then for me. Amazing! So, for the first few weeks, that's where I accumulated most of my trash since I decided to go to use Tupperwares instead for school. And so here I have tissue, tape, I don't know where the tape's from. Candy was a freebie. This wrapper from my French toast, and a few receipts.
Yeah, so obviously Joey is the winner.
The winner here. Well, it's definitely not easy going zero trash because there are lots of things that are like unavoidable, like things we need to buy for school or food.
Packaged in plastics.
Yeah, so many things are packaged. That's why it's hard to go zero waste here.
And another realization is that, especially here in the Philippines, it's really difficult to go zero waste, especially since a lot of our amenities are very cheap, and those that are cheap come in plastic, plastic wrappers, and it's really difficult to avoid. And it's also great to know that, we can all really do our own little parts in, conserving the environment and being active citizens as well.
To realize that, even though metal straws are really popular here in the Philippines nowadays, there's a huge difference between just using those metal straws and bringing your own Tupperware and actually committing to this kind of lifestyle where you're trying to reduce your trash. Because like they said, it's a really hard lifestyle to do, especially here in this country where cheap things are always, packaged in like plastics and all that. And it's really unavoidable. But, it takes a lot of commitment, sometimes money. So, if it's something that you really want to commit to, and it will really make a difference if, it can influence other people to do it too.